I'm Justin Dean with Dean and DeWitt Property Management. Today, I want to talk to you about what rent to set for your rental home. One of the first questions we always get when investors talk to us about their investment properties is how much rent to charge? Well, there's a lot of things to consider, and the first thing you want to do is do a thorough market analysis. Here in St. Petersburg, it's kind of difficult to do that market analysis because if you live in St. Peter, familiar with St. Pete, you know that crossing one street can change a neighborhood quickly, and values are really of a neighborhood are really defined by a small geographic area. So using sites like Zillow and Trulia can oftentimes be challenging, and they have their free rental analysis and all, but they don't know those borders of those neighborhoods well. And so it's important to kind of do your own analysis and not go by one of these sites. So when you're searching, it's fine to use Zillow to find properties for rent. It's also good to use some other hot pads, rentals.com, and so on, to find the current market of properties for rent. Now, keep in mind, these are properties for rent. They're not properties that have been leased. So, we have as realtors and as property managers, we have access to the MLS, which allows us to see leased properties as well and see if there's been a difference between what they were marketing the property for and what it actually was leased out for. But you want to try to get as much of that information in as possible. Once you have all that information, make sure you're comparing apples to apples. So, if your neighbor's home rented out for $2,000 a month, that's fantastic. But maybe they had a 4-bedroom home with a pool, and your house is a 2-bedroom with no pool. And so you want to make sure that you're making adjustments for the size of your property and the condition of your property. It's somewhat easy to get all these comparables and then adjust your rent values up and down depending on the current condition of your home, depending on the upgrades, and so on. So you want to consider all of that and then set your rent rate. Now, in this market, it's okay to be aggressive because things are running out quickly now, but it's very important to make adjustments quickly. And so what we do is, and what I recommend you do, is that we collect all the information on how our marketing is working. We want to know how many people have looked at the ads, how many people have contacted us via email or phone calls, what kind of questions they asked, and how many showings we had. And when you do that, you can start to paint a picture of what's going on with the property. Are we priced right? Are we priced too low? Are we priced too high? And then we can make those adjustments. It's not always about adjusting the rent price to get your property leased out. Sometimes we get the calls in and we get the emails and we realize that our advertising is working, but there's something missing. Maybe it's in the description. Maybe the photos aren't good. Maybe there's a policy we have in place that isn't tenant friendly. And so we want to analyze all of that before we just assume that we have to drop the rent price. Okay, once you've looked at that analysis and make those adjustments quickly. If it's a rent adjustment or if it's some kind of policy adjustment or if it's a change to the ad, a change to the photos, do that quickly because you're never going to make up for having your property sit on the market vacant for a month or 2 months. Trying to get that extra $50 or $100 out of the rent, it financially doesn't make any sense. We want it priced right. We want to balance getting a good qualified tenant into your property in the shortest amount of time possible for the most money possible, right? So holding out for that extra money or waiting to reduce that rent can really cost you a lot of money in the long run. So those are some of the things that you want to consider when pricing out your property. If you have other questions about how to price your rental in St. Petersburg, Florida, feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to speak to you about it. I'm Justin Dean with Dean and DeWitt Property Management.